Hello YouTube, it's Michael here. I'm doing my update video on my PS3 stuff that I've gotten recently. I've gotten quite a bit of PS3 stuff, and I'm just going to go ahead and show it all. Just a disclaimer: this is all speculation. It's all my opinion. None of the stuff is really that rare. The stuff that I will point out that is my opinion that will become rare down the road. By no means all the games that I show are these types of games. This is just an update of my recent pickups, and the reason I pick up these games is for usually about 3 reasons, and that's either one, they're a really good game, and I really enjoy the game, or I've heard good things about the game. Number 2, I've traveled a lot, and I go to a lot of game stores, and I don't see the game that often. And I'm a collector, obviously, of physical games, and I liked the fact that I didn't see it that often, and that's why I picked it up. And number 3, it's so damn cheap, it's hard not to buy it. Like, when I find games for $5 or under that look like decent games, it's really hard not to buy them for me. So those are the pretty much three reasons that I buy video games. I try to play all the games that I pick up, but I pick up so many games on a regular basis. I've got a huge back catalog, and I know you collectors out there feel me on this, on the huge back catalog. Plus, there are just games that I'll put on a shelf for years, won't touch, and I'll just get a weird feeling, and I'm like, I'll put this game in, I'll play it, and I'll beat it. Now, stuff like my PlayStation 2, like, for 6th generation and under, I've almost played and beat almost all of those games. I still go back and play those games. I just started a Radiata Stories, a Valkyrie Profile 2. Again, I've beat those games, I've completed those games, but I really enjoy those games, and after you don't play them for so long, it's almost like picking it back up and replaying it. But anyway, let's get into what I've picked up, and the first game I'm going to show. Now this is all just, I put this in alphabetical order. The first game I'm going to show, I've been kind of looking for this game, and this is the first copy I've seen in a long time. By no means is Battlefield games or first-person shooters, popular first-person shooters, they're pretty common. Now this is the gold edition of it. There's actually a overlapping sleeve that usually comes with it. That's it's gold colored, and it says Battlefield Bad Company. This is the first one. It's actually the same price as the original Battlefield Bad Company. Hold on. That I have as well. You can see the difference in the covers. They're both $5, so if you can find the gold edition, that's a better edition, in my opinion. And the gold edition adds some extra content and some extra multiplayer stuff. I am actually not sure if the multiplayer still works for it, but I have to think it does, seeing that Battlefield's, in general, is a pretty popular gaming franchise. So, but like I said, if you can find it, this was $5, same price as the other one. Or if they give you the gold edition disc, that's kind of a neat bonus. But it does come with an overlapping sleeve, so that's one thing that was missing from the game. This next game I actually don't see that often. I'm going to call it uncommon, and that game's called Blades of Time. Now, I actually got this game mixed up with a game that I picked up the other day, because I put this in, and it's called X-Blades. And I actually got them kind of mixed up. If you can look at the covers, look at the titles, you can see how I got it mixed up. And this was the game I was thinking of, not this game. This game is complete garbage and terrible, but I'm going to say there's some games so bad that they're good. This is not one of them, but bad games normally don't sell very well. So, but this game, it isn't that bad. It's actually pretty good. So, like I said, it's uncommon. I call it more of an average game. I think this was $5, maybe less, at my local GameStop. So that's why I picked it up. In this game, whoops, sorry, hit the tripod. In this game, I see every now and then. I'm going to call this pretty common. It's called Chaotic Shadow Warriors. I think it's an older release. It's kind of a kid's game. I picked this up because it was $1 complete in good condition. It's an older game too, so I used to see this game quite a bit. I don't see this game quite as often anymore. So And this game I've heard actually pretty good things about, so that's why I picked it up. I did not buy it new for 30 bucks. I actually peeled a sticker off, and I guess this one was underneath. But I think this was $2 or $3. And it says it's Move compatible. I don't have a Move. I'll probably get a Move at some time because it's really cheap right now. But I'm not really into motion controls and stuff. It's just like one of those peripherals that if you're a collector, you usually collect different peripherals. Like I have a Power Glove, you know, for the NES, but that thing was complete garbage. But anyway, Child of Eden. It's kind of a shooter game from what I've seen. But for $2 or $3, man, I don't think you can go wrong. Again, this is more really of a common, maybe a little bit uncommon type game. I don't think it's sold particularly well, but it is a PlayStation exclusive. So if that's something you're looking for, then that's something to look out for. This next game I've actually been looking for. I picked this up at not San Diego. I picked this up in Miami at the Miami Comic-Con. This was probably about 2 months ago, a month and a half ago or so. I didn't pay 20 bucks for it. I found it without the manual, and I kind of asked the GameStop employee if I could change out the case for it with the manual, and he said that was fine. I picked this up for 5 bucks at the Comic-Con convention. And, you know, it cost me $150 for the weekend to get in, so I guess in the long run I really paid for these games. But for 5 bucks, I didn't think it was that bad of a deal. So I will say this game, I think, will be rare down the road. Now, what's funny is I do see a copy in almost every GameStop, and that's probably because Civilization isn't a huge console game. You know, a lot of PC gamers play it. They don't really care about physical copies of it. And this was kind of, this isn't a bad game by any means, but it's definitely not in depth as any of the other Civilization games, especially for PC. I really like strategy games, and they actually did a good job on this console version of Civilization. It's like I said, it's not as in depth as other Civilization games for PC and like Rise of the Nations, stuff like that, but it's still a really good game. They do sell it for $20 still. It was $25 for the longest time, so it's held its value, kind of like Eternal Sonata, Katamari Damacy, or Beautiful Katamari. I don't know, whatever the Katamari game is for PS3 right now. But I would add this to a collection if you can find it for 10 bucks or under, for sure. This next game I picked up for 10 bucks. I thought 10 bucks was a good price for it. And it's Devil May Cry HD collection. It's got Devil May Cry 1 and Devil May Cry. Well, it's got 1, 2, and 3. Say what you will about 2. I thought it was okay. It's definitely the weakest of the series and the trilogy, at least. So, but it's got all 3 of the Devil May Cry games in HD. I'm not sure if it had a manual. None of the ones that I saw ever had a manual, but it's a good condition, and 10 bucks, I thought, why not? They had a sale going on, like 4 for $40. This was also in the 4 for $40 deal, and that's the Dishonored Game of the Year edition. What sucks is that it's actually a greatest hits disc. I didn't actually know they made a greatest hits, so that's, as a collector, you know that kind of bothers you sometimes, but not a big deal, because sometimes I just want to play the game. I actually own just the regular edition of the game on PS3 already, but I always hate how they come with the Game of the Year complete edition, stuff like that later. It makes me feel ripped off that I actually bought just the vanilla version of that, and I don't know. I hate buying games twice, but for 10 bucks, I thought it was a good purchase. This was another one of the 4 for $40. Now this was like an $18 game at GameStop, but it's got actually all 3 of the Dooms on it, which is really cool. So, and with Doom 4 coming out, I thought it was a good time to pick this up. I actually own Doom 3, the original Doom, and Doom Resurrection of Evil, or something like that, for the Xbox, and this has all of it. I think this actually has Doom 2 on it, so I like Bethesda, I like its software, and that's why I picked it up. I don't think any of the 3 games that I just shown, the Devil May Cry, Dishonored, or the Doom, are going to become particularly rare. This one's probably more uncommon, but I still say that Bethesda games sell pretty well. This game I picked up because it's an RPG. It kind of reminded me of like the Baldur's Gate, Diablo, Untold Legends for PlayStation 3. And that's Square Enix's Dungeon Siege 3. Now this was $10 for the longest time, and now it went down to $5. That's why I picked it up. I actually don't find this game that often anymore, especially for $5. But I don't think it's going to be particularly collectible. But I think for $5, it's a good deal. This game I've been looking for a little while, complete and in good condition, and that's the first Dynasty Warriors Gundam. This was one of the first games that I bought for my PlayStation 3 when I originally got one, so that's why I was looking for it. I think it was only $3, so that's why another reason why I wanted to pick it up. The number 2 and number 3, they have 3 Dynasty Warriors Gundam games, and if you like Gundam and you like Dynasty Warriors, this is actually a really cool game. All 3 of them are, but this is the cheapest of the series, and I actually have a hard time finding this one. I'm going to say the first and second one will probably become pretty rare. I see Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3 quite a bit, so, but I think it'll be rare, but I don't think it'll be particularly valuable or collectible. I definitely think it'll go back up to about $10 at some point, but I have a hard time finding this game. This is also another game that I have a hard time finding complete in good condition. That's Dynasty Warriors Strike Force. Another cheap game, another game that I don't think is going to be particularly valuable or collectible down the road. But I am a Dynasty Warriors fan. I've always enjoyed Dynasty Warriors from the first one, which was a fighting game on the PlayStation 1. Number 2 and 3 were excellent games. Number 3 became the greatest hits. But I enjoyed the Dynasty Warriors game. This was more of a... like in the same vein as the Dynasty Warrior games from PSP, if anyone's ever played those. But wasn't a bad game. Again, this was a cheap game. It was either $1 or $2. So really cheap game. That's why I picked it up. It's cheap and I enjoy Dynasty Warriors. So this next game, I am not sure about. It is published by Atlas, so they're usually notorious for producing low print run games, pretty rare games, and the only thing that bugs me is that it's Game of Thrones. Now, I really enjoy Game of Thrones. I actually have all the seasons on Blu-ray. I buy all the seasons when they come out, but the story's really good on this. The gameplay could be better, definitely be better. But I'm not sure because Game of Thrones is so popular, so popular. But it's an Atlas game, so is it going to be rare? Isn't? I don't know. I actually don't see this game that often anymore. It's only $10 if you can find it at your local GameStop. You can probably find it cheaper on eBay if you really want to dig. And you know, to dig for a good deal, you have to find the auctions, and you might get sniped out at the last moment. So I don't know. To put $10, $9 into it, it's no big deal for me. So. I only played this for a little bit, but the story seemed to be pretty good, and it still has the twists and stuff if you're into Game of Thrones, and it's an Atlas game, so I'd recommend anyone that's a actually Game of Thrones fan and or likes Atlas games. This next game I picked up because I found it for $1, and that's the Gran Turismo 5. I actually thought it was the guy had an XL edition on the table, and for some reason he sold me this one. I didn't find out until I looked later in the bag that it was just the regular 5, so that kind of bummed me out. And it always bothers me that the manufacturers always, you can see how it's kind of wavy here. You can do that by or undo that by cutting off a little bit of the edge. But I always wonder why they make the pamphlets a little wavy like that. Not a rare game. Really sold pretty well. This next game I picked up again because it was cheap. The ending on it absolutely sucks. I've heard all about this game. It's a short game. It was $2. It's called Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days. Not a rare game. Not a great game. It's probably more of a mediocre game. So, but it was $2, and I look for games to put in my collection. So, a $2 game. It's hard to beat a $2 game, even if it's mediocre. This next game I picked up because I found it for $5 at the Miami Comic-Con, and that's Killzone Trilogy. What's cool about this is it actually has the first Killzone, which was a PS2 game, in HD on disc. So, and I own the PS2 version, but I still think it's cool that you can play it on your PS3. And I think it has trophies and whatnot. So again, I'm not sure about these collections. Like, they have the Ratchet and Clank collection, the Infamous collection, this Killzone collection. They have other collections like, you know, best on PlayStation games and stuff. I'm not sure how these games are going to fare in the collectible market, but I have a feeling, since there's probably a lot of people that bought all 3 kill zones that probably didn't have a desire to rebuy them, you know, thinking it's a cash grab. So that's one of those games I'm not sure about. This next game, I picked it up for $5 as well at Miami Comic-Con, and that's Lollipop Chainsaw. Now they normally sell like they sold Killzone, this Lollipop Chainsaw, and that's Civilization, all for $5. But they're normally about $20 games at GameStop. That's why I picked them up. I've been looking for these for a cheaper price. And my price was $10 or less, so that's why I picked them up. This is a Suda 51 game. If you know anything about Suda 51 games, they usually have a cult following. I like Suda 51 games. I like their style, and I've been really looking for this game for a while for a cheap price. And it's kind of a man's game, but I don't know. It's got a lot of humor in it. It's a Suda 51 game. I think this game will become a little collectible down the road. I don't think it's going to be extremely collectible, but just a little bit, for sure. I think it's going to hold its $20, $30 price point down the road. So. This next game I picked up because it was cheap as well, and I've been looking for it for a cheaper price. It's $25 at GameStop, and I think that's way, way too much to put into Portal 2 used. I have the first Portal on the orange box, but I've heard funny things about Portal 2, so I do think this is one of the 4 for 40. I ended up taking a couple back. I took one back, so but they let me keep the other 3, and I just got $10 back. But anyway, it's Portal 2. I don't think it's going to be particularly rare. It might be collectible, just because it's got like a cult following and it's a good game and stuff. So collectability and rareness don't normally coincide. Price definitely doesn't coincide with the rareness of a game either. Just remember that. This next game is called Ragnarok Odyssey Ace, and it's published by Xseed. I forget what the actual publisher is on it. It says Marvelous. I don't think Marvelous is actually the publisher for it. But this is a sort of a port of a PlayStation portable game or PlayStation Vita game. One of the two. I think it's PlayStation Vita. But actually, I really enjoy what Xseed decides to localize for the US market and bring over here. Without Xseed, we wouldn't get a lot of these really cool games like Pandora's Tower. There's one I'm going to show later down the line that I really going to recommend to RPG fans. But this game is, I think it'll become rare and collectible on the road. Xseed games, JRPGs, and it's only on PlayStation. It's only $15 at the GameStop, but I found this for a little bit cheaper. But if you can find it for cheaper, then I'd go ahead and pick it up, for $10 or less or something like that. But it's actually got a really cool premise. It's got a little bit of dated graphics on it, but it's not a bad game by any means. This was another 4 for 40 at GameStop. This was the Resident Evil Gold Edition. They have a black label and they have a red label, Greatest Hits. They also have an overlapping sleeve for it, so if you can find it. But it's got all the DLC on it. The original version of Resident Evil 5 is only like $5 or $6, so it's really cheap. This one's like 17, so I always like to have all the DLC. It's a really cool couch co-op game, and I was looking for a really cool couch co-op third-person shooter to play with some of my friends, so that's why I kind of picked this up. And I have all the Resident Evils but 5, so, and Revelations right now, and all the remakes that they're mass-producing, Capcom is. But anyway, so that's kind of the reason I picked it up, because this is the only really Resident Evil out of the main staple series that I was missing, and I didn't want the vanilla version. This game I've actually been looking for, and I've been having a hard time finding it. I don't know why. I've only been looking for it like really recently. I know I've turned this down when it was at a more expensive price point, but I think I think I picked this up for $5 at GameStop, which is really what I want to put into it. It's got a really cool art style, like kind of looks like Sin City in a way. You know, the reds are, it's a black and white with reds. You eventually get different colors into the game. It's kind of a spy game a little bit and a shooter. Really cool. It's published by EA, made by Pandemic, but it's for $5. I definitely think it's worth it. This was another 4 for $40. Now this is originally $30 at GameStop. I think $30 is way too much for it. I think on Amazon you can pick it up for 20 bucks brand new. So, but for 10 bucks I thought it was the right price, and that's the Sly collection. Really easy trophies. I don't know, these collections, they're kind of hit and miss with me. They're normally about 20 or 30 bucks used, and I don't know if they're going to hold their value. So for 10 bucks, I thought this was a good one. It's another only on PlayStation game. Now, it's not just on PS3. You know, obviously the Sly games came out on PS2. I think they made a Sly collection for PS Vita as well. So when I say only on PlayStation, sometimes it means only on PlayStation consoles and handhelds. So, but still, kind of a cool collection. I actually never played a Sly game, so that's kind of why I picked it up. And this game I found at Miami Comic-Con, and I was really happy to find it. And I've been hemming and hawing about this because it's been $20 at GameStop, and I got this for $5. I'm like, hell yeah, $5 for, it's called Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. And if you're into retro games, this is a really, really cool HD collection that supports trophies. Man, it's got like, I think 30 games and stuff. It's got over 40 games, from Sonic the Hedgehog, Streets of Rage. It's got like Phantasy Star. I think it's got Shining Force. I mean, holy shit. It's a really cool collection. I was really happy when I put it in. I saw what kind of gaming that they were providing for, you know, fans. It's real fan service. It's real retro. I highly recommend this to anybody. People that love retro, people who have never picked up retro. This has some of the best retro games from the Genesis era on it. So if you want to see what the hype's about, pick this up, especially if you can pick it up for 10 bucks or less. So I think this has become a little collectible down the road, just because some of these Genesis games are really, really expensive, like the Shining Force, Phantasy Stars. It doesn't have anything like Crusader or Senti or any like really rare games, Musha, stuff like that. So, but those weren't published by Sega. So this next game I picked up is Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2. And I don't really like first-person shooters, but it's just a Call of Duty Battlefield clone, however you want to call it. It was $2, that's why I picked it up. So, and I actually don't find it complete that often. So, and when I mean complete, I mean the cover art, original case, the manual, and the disc. So all in good condition. That's what I mean by complete, if for you non-collectors out there. So I picked up this game because it was a launch title, really, for the PlayStation 3. I know they showed this off at that horrible E3 that they showed off the PlayStation 3 on. But it's called Warhawk. Again, I said it was a launch title. I got this for $1, I think. It was definitely, and again, it's greatest it's disc in a black label. Whatever, it was $1. I heard this game can be fun, but a little frustrating, but for $1. And this game, I was interested to see. I don't see it that often. I think it'll become rare. It's, again, I think Worms hits a very niche or niche audience, however you want to say it. I really enjoyed the Worms games. My old drummer from high school was really into the Worms games, and he's the one that got me into it. Thanks, Eli. But I wanted to point this out because I think it was only $10. And what's weird about it is this one's called the Worms The Revolution Collection. Now, the sticker on it actually said the Worms Collection on it. So there's actually two different versions. This one has Worms Revolution, Worms Armageddon, and all the DLC packs for it. The original Worms collection has like the first 3 Worms or something like that. So they're different games. I'm actually not sure if they're priced differently, but I got it for 10 bucks. So I think it's kind of a cool add-on. All right, and this last game. Oh my God, this is part of the reason I haven't got to my videos, to be completely honest with you, because I've been so enthralled with this game. And I'm so happy that I picked it up. And I'm so looking forward to the sequel. I hope we get the entire trilogy over in the United States. And that's called The Trails of Cold Steel. I bought this new on a whim because it had a special edition to it. I've been reading about this game for a couple of months. and the special edition is $50. I highly recommend this to anyone who likes turn-based RPGs. It's got more of a strategy aspect to it. There's a lot of strategy involved. The boss fights, like you'll just kind of cruise through the regular bad guys and stuff, but once you come to some of the boss fights, man, some of them are really tough, no matter how much you grind. But this is made by Falcom, and they did the Ys games. I know they did some other games, but that's really what I've known them is from the Ys games, and it's published by Xseed. So happy Xseed brought this over. They made this for Vita as well, in the same box and stuff. They came with a Lionheart edition, same price, but I like to console game more than I like to handheld game. That's why I bought the PS3 version. It's only on PlayStation. The second one is localized, and it's a continuation of the story. Really cool characters, really cool story. I wasn't, like, I put it in expecting it to be one of those, like, NIS RPGs where I'm like, this is really strange, this is really weird, I can't get into this game unless I really put some time into it. But, man, if you can get over that hump of the prologue, it's really good game. The epilogue is fucking epic. Like, you think it's going to end, and I literally, like, I sat down, I stopped it because I wanted to go to bed before I reached the end, and then the next morning I picked it up, and I'm like, alright, I'm going to finish this. It took me all fucking day to get through that epilogue, but anyway, I poured, I think 85 hours, 90 hours into this game, and this is just one of a trilogy, so I really recommend this game to RPG fans. And to be completely honest with you, this is a late PS3 release. It's a really good RPG. It came with a collector's edition. It's getting, we're at least getting the second one over in the States. I hope they port the third one, or localize it at least. And I don't think I said the name. It's called Legend of Heroes: Trails of Cold Steel. And I remember playing the Legend of Heroes games back on the PSP. I had all 3 of them, and I enjoyed those games. I did not enjoy those games as much as I enjoyed this game. So if you even just remotely enjoyed the PSP games, or you like turn-based RPGs, or you like RPGs and you want something a little different with a good story, good characters and stuff, man, I cannot recommend this enough. I know I'm gushing over this game, and I want people to play this game, and I think I'm hyping this game up because I really enjoyed it, and I know not everyone's going to enjoy it, but if you look at my taste of games and you think you got the same taste, you know, I'd at least pick it up used. I've actually seen this used already. I don't know who's fucking buying this game and trading it back in, because I don't want to get rid of this game. You know, it's really good. That's all I gotta say. It's really good. If you're not into collector's editions, you don't have to get the Lionheart edition. It's $10 cheaper. So, or if you have a Vita and you don't have a PS3, get it on the Vita. It's the same game. So, but in my opinion, this game will become rare and collectible on the road just because it's a late release. It's a great RPG. It's getting a trilogy. It's published by a really kind of weird publisher, Xseed, that localizes just Japanese games over the US type thing. So like a lot of Xseed games become collectible. So this has got collectible screaming all over it. But alright, that's the last game I'm going to show for my PlayStation 3 games. Again, I actually thought I picked up a little bit more than this, but it's taken up like a whole shelf here, and a shelf will hold 30 games. So I guess I've gotten about 25 games in the last couple of months, which isn't bad, but I've actually picked up quite a bit of Wii stuff, and Xbox 360 stuff, so, and PS4 stuff, man. I've been actually picking up a lot of PS4 stuff, like a lot of indie games, like Shovel Knight, Life is Strange. I got the Life is Strange limited edition and stuff. But PS4 is going to be really hard to speculate on what's going to become rare. My opinion is some of these indie games will. You know, obviously stuff like Retro City Rampage has become rare. They're doing like really limited print runs on stuff like Saturday Morning RPG. So some of those games I think will be the hard to find games. And I actually ordered a couple more PS3 games, and for some reason Amazon fucked up my order. So I just wanted to shout out Oh man, sorry, I forgot his name. But I get a lot of recommendations from my viewers in the comments and stuff. Someone recommended getting Siberia and Steins Gate, and those are late releases for PS3 as well. And I think those would become rare. And I ordered those new. I bought both of those for $30 a piece, I think. So I really am happy to take suggestions, because I am not all knowing by any means. But what I am knowing about, I did want to point this out. Look up this game. Look up this game. What did I tell you about this game? I bought this new sealed copy for $30 about, I don't know, 8 months ago, maybe a little bit less. I bought this copy at a GameStop for $17, and it's got the soundtrack. It's complete. It's brand new. It's going for about $130. Used, it's going for about $80 to $90 now. So this is what I'm talking about, people. Like, people are starting to catch on, and the reason why this is becoming expensive is not because of my videos, people. I am not dictating what's becoming rare and not rare for PlayStation 3. This is legitimately a rare game. I know, at least for the U.S. Look at the ratings, people. This is a U.S. game. PAL, it's pretty common. Japan, it's a little more common than the U.S. It's still kind of rare. But man, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm telling you to pick up these games while you can while they're cheap, because down the road you're going to end up paying $80, $100, $150, $200 for a decent shmup, but it's not a $200 shmup. It's not.